Okay, we discuss about the structures. In that structures, we know how to declare the structure variable, what is the keyword of the structure. Okay, in that way we covered the basic concepts of the structure. Okay, so finally, what are the main concepts in structure? Here you can find five concepts are there: structures and defining a structure, that is already completed. Nested structures, next third point, arrays of structures, union, and finally difference between structure and union. So with this three extra concepts, three difference between structure and union is this, okay, that is comes to only union concept. Finally, I can give three more concepts for you related to structures. Okay, let us start with the nested structures. Already we discussed about the nested structure. What is nested structure? Okay, structure repeatedly used in the same structure. The structure within structure. Okay, in this example, it is the best example for structure using structure within structure. Here in this example, you can see, you can see this one. Okay, it is a employee is the main structure. How many members are there in employee structure? One is name, next one is address with one of the variable add. Okay, that is add is a member variable that is already defined as a structure variable. Okay, that is predefinedly available. So in the first structure, that is named as structure address. The structure address contains again three members: city, pin, and phone number. Like that. So that is one structure can accessible within the structure. So that is called nested structure. That is also called as structure within structure. Here employee is a structure. Within that employee structure, one of the structure is there, that is the address structure. So employee structure can also provide the access to one more structure. So structure within structure, employee is the main structure, uh, address is the within structure of the employee. In that way we can define the structure within structure or nested structure. Okay, next uh, let us verify the next one. Okay, before going to verify the practical parts, let us discuss more detail about structure. Here there are, you can find structure date, structure employee. You can find two structures are there. The structure date that contains date, month, and year, and structure employee contains employee name, SSN, and salary, as well as date object also. In this employee is a structure within structure, employee is the main structure. Employee is the main structure. Next, within that employee, we able to access the one more structure, that is the date structure is already available before the employee. Here we are accessing date structure within the employee. So in this employee we access employee elements as well as date as a one of the element of the employee. Actually date is the one of the structure. So again we can prove, we can define structure within structure. That is also called as next come. Finally, employee contains one variable name, that is emp1. Emp1 can access ename, SSN, and salary, and date is not a uh, single single value. Date can provide three type of information. The one is date, month, and years. Date, month, years. Just a minute. Some chartings are there. Sir, your voice. Sir, your voice is. Okay, what is the problem? It is very clear. I think okay. It's running clearly, no problem. Okay, please check your voice. Uh, Strucking, sir. Okay. Okay. Okay, no problem here. My voice is clear, full of Wi-Fi. Okay, I am very near to my system. Okay. Okay. Next, let us verify. Okay. In this example, here accessing nested elements also. Next concept, accessing nested elements also. Structure members are accessed using dot operator. We know structure member where members are where uh, okay, structure members are accessed using dot operator. This dot operator. Next, date is a one of the substructure. The substructure date structure is nested within employee structure. Members of date can access using employee. Here, employee variable is EMP, and DOG or employee. Okay, DOG are two structure names. Okay, here we can use one more variable name, that is DOG. Let us come to how we can access with the help of employee one, how we can access entire date structure using employee one. Come and see here, accessing month field. Actually month field is related to dates. Next, accessing date field, that is related to date. Next, accessing year field, that is also related to date. But final main object is employee one. This employee one, how we can access the employee one? um, how we can access all date fields to the employee one. Come to this example. Employee one, EMP1 is a variable of employee. EMP, okay, EMP, EMP dot DOG. Here EMP contains how many fields are there? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, EMP dot DOG. DOG is the variable name of date. The DOG can provide the accessibility of all date members. So that's why employee dot DOG dot month. Employee one dot DOG dot day. Next, employee one dot DOG dot year. In that way, from the employee variable is even. From the EMP one to all the date where all the date members are accessed here. In that way, we can access uh, members within the structure within the structure also. For all the purpose, we are using only one operator, that is again dot operator. Okay, let us verify practical session on this method. Okay, okay. Next, one more representation, that is structure within structure, that is also called as declaring embedded structure. Structure within structure, that is also same. Employee is a main structure, and within that employee, how many fields are there? One, employee name, SSN, salary, and one more is there, that is a structure date. Within one structure we can use one more structure, so that is structure within structure. So that the date contains again three fields. Okay, date variable name is DOG. Okay, final employee variable name is EMP. How we can access all these fields? According to the previous discussion, EMP1 is the main variable name of employee. Next, we want to access, okay, from EMP1, we can access ename. How we can access EMP1 dot ename, EMP1 dot SSN, EMP1 dot salary. Okay, all the employee fields are directly accessible to employee 1, but date fields are not accessed directly. We have to use one more variable name, that is a DOG. DOG is the variable name of date. So that's why in this example, we can find uh, in this example how we can access here. Okay, here emp1.dog.month. So that will access month from the date structure. emp.dog.day, emp.dog.year. In that way, we can access structure within structure, structure within structure, and embedded structures also. Okay, let us verify practical session on this structure within structure. Okay, this practical session, let us take one example. I'll I will explain one more different example that is related to our students community. Okay, care name that occupies 20 characters. Next, int year year year. Okay, it's enough. Next, I will uh, give one more structure. Struct marks is one of the structure. First, yes, subject 1, subject 2, subject 3, subject 3. In that way, we can. Okay, now I will give name of that variable also. Now here mark structure is created that contains 3 individual marks are there. Okay, the I will given m is the variable name of the marks. Next here I will, otherwise here only we can declare struct struct marks m. So here struct marks is one of the structure which is declared above. Now m is the, now struct marks m. M is the variable name of the marks. Now how we can access? Okay, next you have to give semicolon also. Okay, in that way we declared the student information. The student contains name and year and marks. Okay, marks contains one of the substructure is there. Now how we can access that all the values? Okay, declare the structure student, extract student, take one variable yes. Okay, printf enter the data for student slash n scanf Okay, first we can give all the information. What is the uh, first member of student name? So what is the type? String type. Next one year. Next one marks. Marks contain three members. Each member is an integer member. So that's why I have to give three more percentages. Okay, then you have to specify each and every variable. What is the name of the structure? Student structure a capital S dot capital X dot name. Okay, have to use the ampersand. Next ampersand capital S dot year. Next ampersand capital S dot marks. Again m access s1. Okay, like that cap ampersand capital S dot dot m dot m dot s1 already clear. Now s2. Next ampersand capital S dot m dot m dot s3. So in that way, we are allowing user input data to the system. We are storing different type of information to the student structure. But here the student structure contains one more structure within the student structure, that is the marks. Next, how we can print that information? The same thing which we are following earlier on. Printf the student complete information information student complete information printf printf percentage d. What is the first one? Name of the student. Name of the student. Next, what is the year of the student? Year of the student is percentage d. Slash n stands for it gives the output as a in the new line, so that's why we can use slash n. Okay, next one, just a minute. Okay, in that way we can apply. Okay, okay, first one, next next marks percentage d, comma percentage d. Okay, okay. Next, how we can give the variable names? First one, capital S dot Okay, capital S dot name. Next, capital S dot year. Next, capital S dot marks dot S1 comma S1 comma capital S dot M dot M dot subject 2 comma capital S dot M dot M dot S3. Okay, okay. So we can save this program and execute the same. Save as struct structure within compile that program. No errors. Next execute. Enter the data for student. Okay. Okay. Second year marks subject 1 56 78. Wait a minute, some error is there. I have to verify. Okay, I will see later this one because you are waiting. Okay, so that's why I will go to the next one. Okay, after my verification only, I can show to all this thing. Okay, next one. Next concept is arrays of structure. Arrays of structure is also very important. How we can use the arrays of structure? In this example, arrays of structure. It's very simple. Again, uh, okay, arrays of structure. Struct student. Student we know that contains three members: name, roll number, and average. And how we can declare the variable? Here, S is the variable. Now the variable declaration is different. Okay, the variable declaration must be array, that is structure, arrays of structure. Okay, yes, okay, without these three, only single s is there, that refers student contents of the students. S can access the contents of the students. S of 3 means, okay, there are three okay, that is called as three structure variables are created. First structure variable is s of 0, s of 1, s of 2. Like that. We know the string concept. Sorry, arrays concept. In the following example, struct student s of 3, s of 3. Okay, first information, first s of 0 contains ABC is a name, roll number is one of the value, Next average. Next S of 1 that contains three component information. S of 2 that contains one more three components of information. In that way, we can declare the information. Next, one more example, arrays of structure. Again, employee is a structure name that contains uh, three members, employee ID, name and salary. Okay, totally employee variable declared as a array. What is the size of that array? Employee of 5. Okay, how we can declare statistically information statistically, from the right side you can see structure of employee of 5 equal to, you can find 5 records. Each and every record contains first part, employee ID, name and salary. Come to the second part, employee ID, name and salary. Like that, 5 records are declared. Okay, so for this purpose we have to use loops to maintain the inde- index number. To maintain index number, we have to use the loops. So it is a concept of arrays of structure. Let us verify the arrays of structure. Before that, all of you log in again. Our session is going to close. Please, all of you log in again. Okay. Okay. Next, let us verify the practical session of arrays of structure. Okay, already we know how to declare structure. All things you know. Okay, let us take one simple example and we can discuss about that structure. Okay, already it is very simple example. It's very simple example. Uh, Student contains uh, three members, name and roll number and average. Now how we can declare the student variable as a array variable s of 3. Okay, for 3 means here we can access 3 different students information at a time. Why? Because I declared as s as a array member. We know what is a array declaration here. It starting from 0, s of 1 and s of 2. So if s of 3 means 3 indexes are there, the index number starting from 0, next one 1, next one 3, 2. So finally we can find the structure can assign 3 continuous locations. Now, how we can access that continuous locations? If a structured variable declared as structured variable declared as a array. Okay, let us verify. So, for suppose if student size is 60, what is the meaning? 60 means your class strength. We can enclose total 60 members within a one variable name. So the S of 60 means it holds the 60 people of the class or 120 people of the class. So it is called as, now we can change the name as a class. Okay, class. So that is in that way. So collection of students called as class. So that's why we can don't fix for only one variable name. Depends on the situation, depends on the variables. We can change the name also. Now, how we can access? The same thing is happening. Enter the student details. Enter the student details. Before that, you have to use a loop also. For the loop, we need one variable, that is I. For for I equal to 0, I less than 3. In our example, if you take 60, it takes we have to enter 60 different students, so it takes a lot of time. That's why I conclude within three students only. So that's why I am preferring only for three, yes, of three. Okay, then you can further we can use the more number of sizes. Okay, next next. Okay, printf enter the student enter the student one enter the student one, and it represents, it gives a sequence number. Sorry, it gives a sequential number. For the same student you have to enter the information. Scanf percentage d. What is the first one? First one is a string type, next one is a uh, roll number, next one is a float type. Okay, according to that. Okay, what is the variable name? Capital S. Okay, ampersand ampersand capital S of I dot name, comma, ampersand ampersand S of I dot roll number. Next, ampersand ampersand capital S of I dot average average. So in that way, first variable, first member is the name. How we can access? I now I equal to 0, s of 0 of name, s of 0 of roll number, s of 0 of average. In that way, I incremented to next one. So s of 1, s of 1 of name and all these things, s of 2. Like that we can access, we can provide the data to all the students. Next, how we can print the information? How we can print the information? Okay, by using printf statement. For that purpose, also can take one more loop statement. Okay, just now student the student details details again printf. Okay, what is one? What is the first one? Name of the student is is percentage s. Next, slash n roll number, comma, otherwise slash n. Next, average slash. How we can without personal ampersand we can use the same thing, no difference. Okay, remaining things are not required, so that's why I can delete all the following pattern. Let us save. Okay, let us no error. Okay, here enter the student 0 details, name. Next, what is the next one? Roll number 201, 201. Next, marks. Next, enter the student detail 1. Ramu 202. Next, some you can take one float value. Next, enter the student 1. Student 2 details 203. Sorry. Um, okay, some information. So that last information is wrong information. That's why remaining all things are good. Name of the student details. Okay, Kumar, roll number and average. Student 1. Next, student 2. Details are given properly. So in that way we can use the array of structure. One more time I will enter properly without any confusion. Please don't confuse. Okay, first field is roll number, name A, B, C. Next roll number 201. Next percentage. That's next X, Y, X, Y, Z. Next 202. Next some percentage. Next third one uh, RSY. Something you can give your name or anything, no problem. Okay, name of the student, ABC is given, roll number, average, what information we are given. So entire thing is stored in this. Okay, so that's why S of 3, it allows 3 records of the student. Each and every variable of the student is nothing but one record of the student. Like that, we can handle 3 different students record. Okay, if it is 60 means total class strength. It is 122 class strengths. So this info 120 students contains the same type of information. Every student contains name and roll number and average, just like the register. We can write all the students information and we can store within the register. So it is also nothing but the arrays of structure is called as one record of the class. Like that we can conclude this arrays of structure like that. So that is a concept related to arrays of structure. Let us verify the next concept. That is okay. That is union. Okay, it is the last concept in the structure. It takes only 5 minutes. Please wait 5 to 10 minutes. Let us finish our session. Okay, without any breaks. Please, I requesting you. Please wait for 5 minutes. 10 minutes. Sorry, 10 minutes. Okay, let us finish this union concept also. Union, just like structure, is one of the keyword here. You can observe union is one of the keyword. So that's why I highlighted this union as a red color. So that is one of the keyword. Just like the struct. Struct is a keyword. Like the struct, union is also keyword. Okay, this union is also used to store the information as a records. So 99% union and structure is very quite common. Structure is common and usage also very common. Okay, small differences are there. We discuss in the difference between union and structure. First, let us verify what is union. Okay, here union just like the structure. Okay, union is a keyword. Next, we have to give the name of the union. Here, name of the union is student. Already you know how to declare the what is the structure of students. Structure of the student contains name, roll number, age. Here are average. Here also the same structure is allowed. Okay, all the fields are enclosed within the open brace and a closed brace. That must be ends with the semicolon. So you cannot find any difference except keyword. Okay, there we are using structure. Here we are using union. That is only difference in the syntax. Okay. Next, how we can access the members of unions? Okay, here also name of the union is student and members are 3 members are there like the structure here. Here also union student. Next you have to declare one variable, union variable, that is capital S. How we can access the union variable and its members of the union? What are the members? Name, roll number, age. How we can access? By using again this dot operator. This dot operator, s dot name, it will access s dot name means s is a variable of student union. Okay, with the help of dot operator we can access the members of the student, s dot name. Then we can access the member of name from the student, s dot roll number, s dot average. All things are very similar. Not, you cannot find any difference, but you keyword is different actually. Okay, so that is the mechanism. But let us verify here what is the what is the difference. You know already how many bytes of character occupies how many bytes really? One byte. Integer occupies 2 bytes. Float occupies 4 bytes. 4 bytes. Here student is a collection of three members: name, roll number and average. Okay, totally this name occupies totally how many bytes? Totally 20 bytes. 20 bytes. Next, roll number occupies 2 bytes. Float occupies 4 bytes. Or totally how many bytes are occupied here? 20 plus 2 plus 22, 20 plus 22 plus 4, 20, 6 bytes are occupied. Actually, this total, how many bytes are required? Okay, 20 bytes are required. This concept is not valid. This concept is not valid in the unions. This is valid in only structure. This valid in only structure. This valid only in structures. Only structures. But what is the valid in unions? Unions will not occupy this much of memory location. Unions are, that is the difference. Union occupies only very small locations. Very small locations means here totally how many bytes are occupied here? Uh, here here totally, just a minute. Okay, here how many bytes occupied? Just a minute. 20. Here 2 bytes. Here 4 bytes. Out of 20 and 2 and 4 bytes, it can choose one of the biggest allotted space. Here you have to choose 22 and 4. Out of 3, what is the biggest location? Biggest size is 20. So the total union size is nothing but 20. In the member fields, which variable occupies much size of the memory location, that is the union of the size of the union. Okay, in the structure, not in the same way. Structure occupies the total required bytes according to the members only. So here union can occupy only selected highest locations of the members only. Here 20 bytes occupied name, 2 bytes occupied by roll number and 4 bytes occupied by the average. Out of this total information, 20 only occupied by the union. So that is the only difference between the union and structure. Let us verify. Next, how we can access s dot name, s dot roll number, s dot average. Okay, here what is the size of the union here in this example? 20 bytes. 20 bytes. The variable name s cannot store all the information at a time. So it can store the total information instance purpose. It will not store the permanently. But structure can store the total information permanently. Why? Because total it occupies the total bytes, total information in the structure. But in the union, it occupies, but in the union, it occupies only some, it occupies only highest possible information. Let us verify. Let us verify the program. It is a final. It takes just 2 to 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. Please wait. Include stdio.h union student. Add name of 20, int roll number, int, okay, float average. Okay, let us get semicolon. Next, int main union student capital S. Okay, printf, enter the enter the uh, information of the student. Information of the student. Scanf, scanf. Okay, first field. Okay, how to access field by field. All the fields are not accessible at a time, so that's why you have to access field by field, and you have to print field by field only. Okay, s dot name. Okay, it takes only 2 minutes. Please wait. Next, printf percentage d percent s dot roll number. Sorry, here printf, enter the student name, enter the student name. Next, enter the student year, enter the student roll number. So scan that information. Page D, roll number. Okay, print the same information. Next again, okay, here have to print the student name. Student. Okay. Next, finally, next enter the student average. So average is in the floating point. average. Next, floating point. Okay, right. Okay, here you can see. Here you can see why I am not using all the readings of accessing name, roll number, and average, not within a single scanf. Why? Because only some space is allotted. That space is only 20 bytes. Okay, what is the total size? Name, roll number, and average. It occupies 26 bytes. How we can fit 20 bytes in a 20 bytes, 26 bytes in 20 bytes? It is not possible. So at a time, it can provide accessibility for only one member. So that's why you can pass some information to one member and we can access the same information from that member. But at a time, it will not support all the fields to access and it will not support read write operations. Why? Because it's a limitation of the size. That is the main point of the unions. Let us verify and check the execution. Union. Okay, no more errors. Next, enter student name Kumar. That is printed. Kumar is printed. Okay. Next, enter the student roll number. That is 201. 201. The same information is printed and average. Okay. So some floating point error is there. So that's why I think it is not support. Wait. Okay. No problem. In that way, enter the roll number. Sorry. Final execution. Right. Mark 201. 201 is a roll number. Next, any floating point value. Floating point. So in that way, we can use okay. Let us check complete how we can scanf in previous examples. Actually, it is not support. Why? Because that is the limitation of the size. Limitation of the size. It is not possible. Percent, percentage S, percentage, percentage D. It is not possible because of your better understanding. I am giving that information also. Name, next one, ampersand, capital S dot, roll number, roll number. Please try. Okay, it is not support. Uh, Not one. Okay, so that is not allowed. So that's why we cannot use this type of declaration. this type of declaration is supported by only structure. So because structure can hold the total component, total size of each and every members, but the union can stores only one member at a time. And practically you think about the printer, you can pass you can give the 10 pages of the printer, but printer can print only one page at a time. Okay, first page will print, next the printer is loaded with the next page, next second page is also printed. Okay, then the printer loads with the page number 3. Like that the printer can stores only one page information, that prints only one page information at a time. So that is called, so that's why that you can see the buffer property. Buffer can store some information temporarily. So unions are used to manage the buffers. The structures can store the total information permanently, but special properties of unions are used to store the information in buffer type. So that is the main difference between structure and union. Okay, now I conclude my session. What points we discuss in the what points we discuss in this total structure? Okay, okay. Structures and defining a structure completed. Nested structure, arrays of structure, union, and the difference between structure and union. In that way, so structures are totally completed within this session. Next class we discuss about the pointers. That is the last concept in the second unit. Okay. If you have any doubt, now we can ask. Now we can ask. Otherwise, we can leave the meeting.